I'm a country kid. I'm one of those country kids you were talking about. And at my granny's house on Sunday afternoon, when everybody came for dinner, there'd be 15 or 20 or 25 of us, and she would put down a feast. We would eat until we were full. Everyone would leave the table. She would clear away the plates and everything. But the main dishes, the bowls of vegetables, the platter of chicken, the plate of ham, the roast beef, it would all be covered with a second tablecloth where it would sit until evening when everybody was ready to come back for supper. We never got sick. Now, I remember the first time I took a girlfriend to Granny's house for Sunday dinner, it wasn't at lunchtime, it was in the evening at supper time. So we went in as Granny was uncovering the table, and we all sat down and ate, and we were all perfectly fine. Later that night, I heard from this girlfriend, she was fairly deathly ill. It was clear just from the time zone and the exposure, it had to be a foodborne illness. It had to be a contamination. Why did none of the rest of us who did that every Sunday, why weren't we sick, and why did she get sick?
Well, that's one of the mysteries that in our field we try to understand. But the bottom line is it depends on the individual. Foodborne disease, like many other diseases, we learned that with coronavirus, some people got exposed to the virus and never got any symptoms. So it's the same thing with any other infectious agent. There are some people that are going to be more resistant to the pathogen than others. Some people may have already been exposed to the pathogen before, and that will make them a little more immune.
Right.
And maybe that's what happened in your case. The entire family was so used to...
We'd been doing it every Sunday for so many years.
So you were exposed, and the moment that this lady came and she'd never been exposed to those organisms, and then she got badly sick. Or maybe she was more susceptible than the rest of the family. So it's a complicated process of what happens when somebody gets sick. Most of the time, we don't get sick. The reality is through our lives, we've been exposed to pathogens continuously. And most of the time, our immune system, our intestine, our stomach keeps us healthy. And we have no idea how many times we've been invaded by Listeria, Salmonella, or E. coli, but because we're healthy, we were protected.
But if we're older, if we're ill, we're immunocompromised, if we're young children, then we're much more susceptible to those kind of illnesses because our natural defenses are not as high.
Yes, that's correct. So that's also the other part of the equation. It's not just the pathogen, but also the host that may develop the symptoms or not, depending on your own health.
And you, as the director of this center, have to be aware, and all of the people who work with you and support this amazing work that's done here, you have to be aware of all of those lanes, all of those variables, constantly be looking for and in search of the variables you don't yet know about, and be able to put it all together in some comprehensive form that helps the food industry stay safer, that helps farming be safer, and that keeps us safer at home.
Yep, that's correct. That's our role. That's, as I said originally, our goal is to prevent everyone from getting sick.